Let's be so for real, we are not surviving a zombie apocalypse, and the majority of the time, we aren't even dying from the zombies. I'm struggling now as it is. The hell I look like fighting to survive in the dark ages. The idea of a zombie apocalypse has captivated popular culture for decades, from George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, from video games like Dead Rising, Resident Evil, and The Last of Us, to modern portrayals in The Walking Dead, World War Z, and Train to Busan. The undead have walked across every corner of fiction. Audiences are fascinated with the collapse of civilization and the question of survival. Could we make it? The truth is, everyone and their grandmother says, oh, I'll do a zombie apocalypse as long as it's a Walking Dead universe. Don't lie, at one point in your life, you thought of this and the answer was always The Walking Dead. And you can't even survive in The Walking Dead now because they're zombies. They're learning how to climb and run now. First of all, if any of you are asking Tunes, why are you so against surviving in a zombie outbreak? Cause we just surviving to suffer. Listen, these movies, shows, and games have glamorized and romanticized the idea of a zombie apocalypse and how much fun it would be to live in one. The only good thing about a zombie apocalypse is that I don't have to worry about paying bills no more. When people are killing and eating each other, the last thing I'm gonna worry about is a credit card bill being due soon. What's the first thing I'm gonna get rid of when a zombie apocalypse breaks out? Me. Girl, you think I'm about to be out here in these streets fighting and running every day? First, I have an ugly ass run. And two, my big back self will be out of breath after sprinting for 5 minutes. Just imagine doing the pacer fitness test daily to survive in a post-apocalyptic world that isn't even worth it.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues.
I know everyone watching is like, you don't want to fight? Fight for what? Please tell me, what is the prize if I win? Another fight? Cause what is the end goal? To just be fighting zombies and people forever? I honestly rather not. Not to mention, most people are physically unfit. Let's say we're blessed, dealing with infected that aren't running at the speeds like the Flash, but are the average run-of-the-mill shamblers. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. If you're winded going up the stairs, even the slow-ass zombies will catch you eventually. 2/3 of adults are overweight or obese. Running for more than a mile, unthinkable. Fighting hand-to-hand with something that doesn't get you tired, even less likely.
Ugh, I totally want to kiss you too, but not so fresh breath, sweetie.
Another thing that doesn't get talked about enough in survival media, and this is for my fellow women watching this, periods. While it's often considered a private or minor inconvenience in daily life, in a post-apocalyptic environment, periods could be a death sentence for us. Imagine having a period cramp during an outbreak. Just take me out into the king. In our current world, we have endless options. Pads, tampons, menstrual cups, disposable wipes, and hot showers. In a zombie apocalypse, all that is gone or hard to come by. Sanitation becomes incredibly difficult without access to clean water, soap, or proper waste disposal. Tampons and pads are among the first items to fly off the shelves in any disaster, just like bottled water and canned food. Once they're gone, they're gone. And unlike food, you can't substitute them easily. Well, ladies, it looks like we're leaking through our drawers down to our pants or constantly using a smelly old fish rag. And for anyone who says, oh, periods aren't that bad, you're just bleeding out your cooch every month.
Bombastic side-eye. Criminal offensive side-eye.
Periods come with more than just blood and birthing out a jellyfish blob. If you know, you know. It comes with fatigue, cramps, migraines, nausea, and mood changes that are all common symptoms. Imagine trying to outrun a horde of zombies or fight off looters while doubled over in pain or experiencing hormonal mood swings. No working toilets, showers, and you'll have to kill other women for feminine hygiene products. Speaking of personal hygiene, another thing we need to have a talk on is the smell. In zombie media, all the survivors look filthy as hell. When the world ends, so do showers, deodorant, and basic cleanliness. Suddenly, everyone's living like it's 10,000 BC, but worse, because now we've known the joy of minty toothpaste and hot water. The real nightmare isn't the zombies, it's the collective body odor.
Boo! You stink!
With running water gone, showers are a luxury reserved for when you find a rainstorm or stumble into a creek, which you hope isn't contaminated. Even if you do wash up, what are you using? Expired hotel soap from a looted Motel 6? Plus, with no water to clean yourself with, your booty is gonna stank. You're gonna have chalky, dry doo-doo flakes falling from your booty cheeks. And deodorant? Hun, that ran out 6 weeks into the outbreak. Everyone is now just raw human musk, marinating in their own fear and stank. It's one thing for me to be walking around in my own funk, but a dozen or more people kill me. Just kill me. This is what gets me annoyed in every apocalypse show. People are just talking so close to each other. Like they didn't just eat squirrel meat or canned beans and go 3 weeks without brushing. There is no toothpaste, there is no floss. You basically have yuck mouth.
They call me Yuck Mouth, cause I don't brush. Oh, I like my teeth like this. They call me Yuck Mouth. No, I won't brush. How's about a little kiss? I got most beef in my teeth, got some chicken too. Ouch, that's a cavity. Hey, that's new. Well, if you don't brush your teeth, then could you too? Can be a Yuck Mouth.
Speaking of teeth, we all skip brushing once or twice and live to tell a tale, but in a zombie apocalypse, no toothbrush, no toothpaste, no floss. Now multiply that by weeks then months. Infection guaranteed. Gum disease, you'll get it before your next canned bean dinner. That leftover jerky in your molars is gonna rot in there and so will you. Here's what people don't realize. A cavity left untreated becomes an abscess. That abscess fills with pus and bacteria. That bacteria enters your bloodstream. The result, septic shock, which means your organs start shutting down and you slowly die in agony, shaking, delirious, and probably crying in the woods while your friends debate whether to mercy kill you or not. All because no one packed a damn toothbrush. Dentistry is one of the most advanced forms of medicine. Even a simple extraction requires sterilized tools, painkillers, and antibiotics to prevent infection. Now, imagine trying to pull a molar with rusty pliers in a cabin lit by a flashlight while someone holds you down. That's not medical care, that's medieval torture, and the best part, you might still die from the infection afterward, unless you got a secret stockpile of penicillin or you're just extremely lucky. We take for granted how much oral health affects everything. You can't eat if chewing hurts. You can't sleep if an infected tooth is throbbing. You can't run from zombies if you're weak from infection. If your teeth rot, you rot. And you won't be walking it off, you'll be laid out, feverish, useless, and probably dead within a week. And yet, characters still make out, like their breath smells like peppermint tea and not the inside of a gas station bathroom. Why? Why is everyone still hooking up? Let's be real, romance in the apocalypse is supposed to be gritty, raw, and full of emotion, but somewhere between dodging death and dumpster diving for canned peaches, people in these shows and movies somehow find the time to get it on the forest floor. Me personally, I believe the top 3 worst places to have sex are on the beach. Sand is getting everywhere, the woods where the bugs and the ants are crawling all over you and squirrels are watching your mating session, and the hot tub. Tunes, how you know this? I don't, because the only type of up and down I be doing is squats.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Oh my god, that was terrible, that was terrible. Let me go in this, oh my god, let me go in the corner, that was bad. You're in a world with no antibiotics, no pharmacies, no doctors, no running water, no toilet paper, and you're having sex in the woods. Do you know how incredibly easy it is to get a UTI, a yeast infection? You are getting contaminated everywhere, an STI that no one can test for anymore, open abrasions that could easily become sepsis in a week. All it takes is one unwashed finger giving you mind control, and congratulations, you now have a slow burning civilization ending medical problem and no treatment plan.
Hey, no, stop, just calm down, don't do it.
And another zombie trope that always gets me mad, there's always a pregnant girl. Now, I won't fault any women who are pregnant at the beginning of the apocalypse because who is expecting the end of the world to happen? Pregnancy is just not the vibe right now. No birth control, prenatal vitamins, a trained OBGYN, a sterile delivery room. Listen, I understand. Oh, but we need to rebuild human civilization at some point. True, but not at the beginning of the end of the world. We've all seen what happened to Lori in The Walking Dead, right? They thought the prison was safe and bam, walkers. And the baby Judith decided she's done cooking in the oven and wants to come out. Maggie, she had to do an emergency C-section with no anesthesia. I have no idea which C-section pregnancy was worse, The Walking Dead's or Twilight's.
He's suffocating!
Not to mention, zombies are sound driven in most universes. That crying baby is an undead dinner bell. It's not just a risk to you, it's a threat to your whole group. So unless you're ready to play stealth mode parent 24/7, don't have kids in the apocalypse until you find a somewhat safe place.
No, it'll all be fine. I mean, really. You're kind of weak.
We modern humans have gotten way too comfortable with everything we have access to, making us soft. We live in the age of peak convenience. We got air conditioning that keeps our homes at a crisp 72 degrees Fahrenheit. We sleep wrapped in 1,000 thread count Egyptian cotton like royalty. Our groceries show up on the doorstep without us ever stepping outside. Our refrigerators literally talk to us now. But if you took away the Wi-Fi, the Uber Eats, the plumbing, and dropped the average person in the woods with nothing but a backpack, they're not surviving. This dependency can be seen in widespread knowledge gaps. Most people don't know how to start a fire without a lighter or matches. Half do not know how to tie a functional knot, and some genuinely believe that running water under a hot tap is a form of sterilization.
Stop the motherfucking music. You. Are you dumb?
When you see these types of statistics, it suggests that when placed in an environment stripped of modern tools, many individuals will lack even the foundational knowledge required to stay alive. Our ancestors knew how to build shelter, forage, hunt, and defend themselves, because if they didn't, they would have died and none of us would be here. We know how to reset a router and make a mean oatmeal latte, because if we don't, we get mildly annoyed and tweet about it. It's not just physical softness either, it's mental. We're creatures of comfort. We panic when the power goes out for more than 30 minutes. We spiral when DoorDash says our sushi is delayed. So imagine a world where there's no electricity, no medical care, no phone, no GPS, no help coming, just you, the dark, and the things that want to eat you and tear you apart limb by limb.
I'm dying! I'm dying! I said I'm dying! Hey! I'm dying up here!
The beloved healthcare system, already fragile under pressure. Now, saying the healthcare system could survive a full-scale zombie outbreak is not just optimistic, it's dangerously naive. As evidenced by recent real-world pandemics, even developed nations struggle to manage widespread disease, let alone a rapidly spreading violent infection with no known cure. In the case of a zombie apocalypse, the collapse of healthcare wouldn't just be likely, it would be one of the first and most devastating dominoes to fall. The COVID-19 pandemic laid bare the vulnerabilities of global healthcare infrastructures. Hospitals overflowed, emergency rooms ran out of beds, protective gear became scarce, staff were overworked, infected, or emotionally broken. And that was with a virus that didn't cause people to bite each other's faces off. Now imagine a scenario where the infected are violently contagious, immune to pain, and cause immediate panic upon arrival. The average emergency room would be less like a hospital and more like a war zone within hours. Security protocols will fail, patients are turning into zombies in the waiting rooms, doctors will be forced to abandon treatments to save themselves, hospitals as we know them will cease to function. Fiction and theory alike, zombie outbreaks spread faster than any traditional virus. The mechanism is simple, each infected person creates more infected, often within minutes. This exponential growth is what makes them so dangerous. One small outbreak doesn't stay small. One city falling isn't a crisis contained, it's a countdown to the next 5 cities going dark. There is no curve to flatten, there is no time to build resources or reinforce supply chains. Once the outbreak begins, the spread is immediate and unstoppable. Even with rapid government response, containment is nearly impossible because the virus spreads through both human error and panic, both of which are guaranteed in high stress environments. Unlike regular viral outbreaks, there is no pre-established vaccine marketing platform for reanimated corpses. No experimental trials, no playbook. Vaccine production and antiviral development require years of research, vast clinical trials, and highly specialized infrastructures. Even if someone by some miracle managed to isolate a cure, in theory, there would be no factories, no logistical networks, and no global coordination left to scale it. Not after the lights go out and the cities burn. Worse, researchers, doctors, and scientists would be among the first casualties, either overwhelmed in early surges or evacuated too late. The very people who could potentially reverse the outbreak will be dead, hiding, or cut off from resources. Healthcare workers are humans first, and in a zombie apocalypse, human compassion quickly collides with impossible decisions. Who gets treated and who gets left behind? How do you triage a wounded survivor who might turn? How long before nurses stop showing up for shifts out of fear for their own families? Modern humans rely heavily on medicine and technology. Antibiotics, insulin, antidepressants, asthma inhalers, antipsychotics, and blood pressure medications keep vast populations alive and functional. In an apocalypse, pharmacies will be looted in days. Most medications expire within 1 to 2 years, and some, like insulin, must be refrigerated. Nearly impossible without power. Even basic injuries like infections from a cut, untreated food poisoning, or exposure to contaminated water could become fatal. Most people lack the knowledge to create sterile environments, make rehydration solutions, or diagnose bacterial infections from viral ones. Without doctors, hospitals, and medications, survival drops dramatically, not from a click or turn a corner, but from the diseases and injuries that used to be minor inconveniences. And that's all I really have to say right now. This is just a long rant of why I believe us humans would have survived a zombie apocalypse. If not that, then the first couple months. And let's be so for real, let me know down in the comments, are you guys really gonna try a zombie apocalypse and try to be in a post-apocalyptic world? There's no more Wi-Fi, no more phones, no more video games, just you and a book. So let me know, how would you survive a zombie apocalypse, and would you even try it? And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
No, 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 hell no, 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 I refuse, no.